episode of the Book Fix podcast, a podcast that fixes lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli.
This one has been definitely long awaited for us because, how long has it been since we talked about the first book / movie? Did we talk about the movie or the book? I think it was both, huh?
We talked about both because we just couldn't get enough with one.
You're so right. And you know what? We loved it so much that we watched the second one right after because, we just couldn't get enough of hessa,
Mm-hmm. I like how you kind of squeezed in the title there right after. Today we're talking about
Exactly.
After by our girl, Anna Todd. And, I would love to jump right into it, but we got book tea.
Yes, so before we get to that, let's talk about something that kind of affects this podcast a little bit. Oh my God.
What?
Calling one of us out.
I forgot the book tea. I was like, what happened?
You were like, oh my God, tell me more.
Dude, so you know how Amivi on Twitter, she has that huge list where she talks about the
Queen.
book teas. Love her.
Of course I know. I am up to date.
She recently talked about one where people are calling out readers who accept arcs but don't write reviews about it. And they're saying that is theft. That should be considered theft ethically. Mm-hmm. And dude, when I saw that, I was like, damn. Because
that is so funny because I also thought about you. But I didn't know whether or not you actually wrote the summary. I just remember that the author DM'd us.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's only half of this podcast. JK, still love you.
And I feel so bad too because I read the book. So I'm over here
you did?
Yeah, but I don't want to mark it as read because I haven't written the review yet. And I kind of wanted to write the review under our book fix one, and I just never got to it. And I feel so bad, and I think about it, but then I read what Amivi wrote, and she was just like, oh, so people are considering me a thief now. And I kind of feel a certain way about it, because I feel like, in my case, if I only accepted one arc, then I should be able to write a review. And that's on me. But
yeah,
I feel like
it's different because Amivi probably has 10 probably.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you're a person that's accepting multiple arcs, I don't think it's ethically considered theft. I feel like if you were to give a product to someone, it's because yes, it would be nice if they promoted your product, if they promoted your book, but you also have to consider that there are probably several people doing the same thing.
I wonder though, is there a certain time limit for this? Do the authors tell whoever accepts these arcs, hey, I would like a review by this certain date? Or is it just whenever you get to it, I guess?
I think it's unspoken, but it is preferred that you write your review for an arc before the book comes out. Because before books come out,
that makes sense.
When people read the reviews, it's damn, all these people got it early. I'm so hyped for it. Because I remember reading reviews for These Infinite Threads before it came out.
Yeah, same. I did too. I saw those. But yeah, I do think that it really depends on the reader and how many arcs they're accepting. But at the same time, I do kind of understand why authors would be upset because, the whole point of that is to, like you said, garner this hype around this book before the release. So I get it, but I wouldn't say it's theft, but it's just kind of mean.
Yeah, so I apologize to DAL because I still have her arc. So sweet of her. I'll get on it.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
Today we are going to be talking about After We Collided by Anna Todd because
only the movie this time because neither Cheli or I want to go through the book again.
Bold of you to assume that I didn't read it, but also correct of you to assume that.
I know for a fact that you did not. I literally looked you in the eye when you were reading the first book. You were almost tearing your hair out.
Thank you.
You were just
I am now
screaming
currently
internally.
bald, unrelated to this.
Unrelated though. It has nothing to do with After by Anna Todd.
But I'm going to give a quick summary and just kind of talk about this book to give you an idea of where we're coming from and why I am currently bald. But after
She's not bald.
I'm like, it's my table, but like smooth. You hear that? That's my head. Okay.
Not the sound effects.
Oh
whoa, high quality podcast.
Yeah, it was weird. For like 10 minutes, she just rubbed her head and I was like, there.
And it sounded so real.
No follicles heard at all. Okay, but I just want to mention Anna Todd is very famous for writing originally as a Harry Styles fan fiction on Wattpad, and it was one of the most followed fan fiction for a very long time in the One Direction community. So when it was revealed that it was going to get a movie, it was hyped. Everyone wanted to read and watch this movie. And we are currently talking about the second one. So if you haven't watched our first episode, I recommend you watch it because I haven't heard it in a while, but I remember it being good. But
I don't remember what I said, but I feel like I know what I said.
Yeah, I don't recall, but I agree with what I said.
It's like completely different from what you think now.
So After We Collided is the second book in this series, and it takes place 1 month after the first book. So it's a month after Tessa basically figured out that her boyfriend Hardin was just dating her for a bet, and never gonna forgive him because that's horrible, and how can you do that?
Wrong thing to do.
So she continues to work at the publishing agency Vance, which he helped her get into, and she kind of like does nothing to get away from him. She's just like accepting that, yeah, he did this sucks, I'm heartbroken, but whatever, he gave me all this stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and live this life, which good for her, I guess. Also, she stopped going to college, just to mention.
Yeah. And she was only in her first year, so
Tessa in this movie finds herself struggling with this relationship that she has with Hardin and whether or not she should forgive him and give him another chance. That's it.
That's kind of debatable. Does she struggle? I mean, maybe she contemplates it a little bit.
No, I understand like where you don't get it, but like as a Todd head, like actually as the Todd head president, I would like to say
president.
I would like to say that she did struggle. And it's funny. Can you imagine the president of the After fan club is like, president, that bitch? She's not the president.
Who elected her? It's so funny because since you're the president of the Todd heads, how come you know what? Never mind.
No. Call me out. Because I got all these Toddettes backing me up right now.
Oh my God. How come you didn't get your book signed by Anna Todd when we were at Y'all West last year? Yeah, the silence. Yeah, I thought so.
I can't come up because I'm like trying to think of an excuse, but like the reality is that I'm so sorry, Anna. If you're listening, cover your ears. There was just better authors, okay? There was other authors I wanted to see that were better. I'm sorry, Anna.
Oh my God.
You can come back. I'm getting Julia Quinn vibes when we filmed our Dick and I episode.
Okay, maybe we should stop. But still, like, yeah. Okay, let's just get into the story. So when Cheli and I first discussed After, we were really drunk. And we weren't even coherent, but I knew that we were tearing that book apart. So when we filmed it the second time, we were obviously sober, but we still weren't very nice regarding the book, of course, because the relationship is very tumultuous. Like they're always fighting. It's very much like a breakup, makeup every other page, pretty much.
It was horrible. It felt like the most toxic relationship that really was just built on them having sex. Because
Yeah,
every time they made up, they had really, really like explicit sex. Well, explicit in a Wattpad fanfic. But
yeah.
I was kind of hoping, like a part of me, the sliver that's the Todd head, I was kind of hoping that in this second book, because of the reveal that this was a bet, you would think that Tessa would be a little stronger and, you know, not really reach out to Hardin anymore. But that's not the case.
Not at all. And honestly, the way that this second movie played out, and I'm sure it's not that far off from the book, it definitely is a fanfic. Like, things that happened, I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, just doesn't make any sense, because when the story starts, like Cheli said, she's working at Vance publishing place, and Hardin is for some reason homeless for like 2 seconds. It's like, why are you sleeping in your car? And it's never explained. It's just like, oh, he's just so sad because Tessa broke up with him, even though, you know, he was the one who made her into a bet. It's like, it had absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Yes. And can I also say that Tessa's whole working at Vance Publishing, I fucking hated that whole beginning, because
Same.
I need to explain the 4 parts I hated the most. The first part I hated was when she gets there and she's running late and she gets like near the elevator and it starts to close and she hits the elevator door and screams, "Asswipe." And then the door opens and it's like, oh yeah, I meant to hold the door for you, because Trevor was in there.
It was Cole Sprouse.
Dylan Sprouse.
Oh, whatever, one of them.
Okay.
Oh, it's Dylan?
Yeah, it's Dylan. He's so cute in this one. But
oh my god, they look identical.
Yeah, it's almost like they're twins.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry, Dylan, my bad.
I hated that part, because here's this book, and I remember clearly in the first one, it paints Tessa as someone who's always been very professional, very reserved, and very well at like acting maturely. So for her to do that on her first day of her job, that's stupid. I fucking hate that she said that.
Well, I feel like there was a lot of moments in this series, just the whole series, where characters would act a certain way where it didn't make absolutely any sense. Like, there was no development. There's just chaos.
Yep. And I hated it. The second thing I hated was the fact that
can I just
go ahead.
I don't know if you're gonna bring up that same like moment, like her working there and like her first day. Are you still gonna talk about that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the second thing I hated is that when she immediately got to her job, she is presented like a really filthy, dirty room, and they're like, "Yeah, we're like hella swamped with work." One little sweep, like Windows Movie Maker, fade to black, come back. The room is completely clean, and she reads.
I know that would literally take 5 days.
Yes, and the fact
she read 5 novels and managed to review every single one of them in the span of like 4 hours. That doesn't make any sense.
And dude, because both you and I have been in management type positions where like people have worked under us. Can you imagine if you hired someone on the first day and you realized that they spent the night there?
I would literally be devastated. I'd be so embarrassed.
I'd be embarrassed for them, and I'd also be angry, because you don't know what type of person they are. They're not supposed to stay at that job overnight. Like, why the fuck? Who gave them the right to do that? Type of thing. I don't know if that's too like me speaking too highly, but you're not supposed to do that at a job. You're not supposed to stay the night. So
I mean, I definitely agree with you. And it just didn't make any sense that her boss had absolutely no fucking reaction to her just spending the night there.
And instead was just like, okay, come on, let's go. And then they immediately go to a club to meet with like a person for Vance Publishing, which by the way was never brought up again.
Yeah, no, because it doesn't fucking matter. And can I just say, just to emphasize that point of her sleeping there? So the whole thing that happened was that she cleaned her entire office and somehow managed to read 5 manuscripts and review them. Somehow. I hated that whole moment was pretty much just set up to make her seem like, oh, she's such a hard worker. Like, oh my God, look at her.
Yep.
But it's like, no, you're not. You're literally not. Like, there's no other moment in this story where she's a hard worker.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's not even going to college. And this is supposed to be a college internship. I think you have to go to your classes, Tessa. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
But
sorry, go on about the client.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's the second thing I hated. Third thing I hated was the fact that they went to this club and were supposed to talk to a client. They never talked to him, and they talked to someone else who apparently was also a client, but he was literally only there for them to drink. And that was so stupid. Like, why would a huge agency that is so professional looking meet at a club? I fucking hated that.
It doesn't make any fucking sense, and I hated that too. I actually hated many moments in this movie, but yeah, that was definitely one of them.
And the last thing, cherry on top, was the fact that Kimberly, her boss, bought her a dress because she had spent the night, remember, at her job. And this dress was not professional at all. All of them were dressed professional. They got her a gold dress and forgot her underwear. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah. Everything that happens is just very convenient. It doesn't really add anything to the plot.
No, it does not. I hated every second of the start of this movie.
What irks me also is that Tessa is supposed to be rightfully angry at Hardin because, you know, he was just with her because of a bet. And it wasn't just that it was a bet, but the whole thing was just very malicious because I don't know if it was the same in the movie, but I remember in the book, he like showed his friends like the bloody sheets and everything. Like, that's just fucking weird. And so she has a right to be angry with him, but for some reason, while she's at the club, she gets super drunk, and then I don't know why, she just decides to call him. It's like, why are you calling him? He does not care about you, and you know this. And I don't like that at no point in this movie does it feel like she ever wants to talk about the fact that she was just a bet for him.
Yeah.
Like, they just fuck and then they get kind of over it.
And did you notice it wasn't until that call that Hardin acted to go find her? And like, never in between that did he go look for her, but he was so willing to go look for her at that point. And he had even mentioned, I have your location. I know where you're at. Why didn't he do that before?
Literally threw me the fuck off. What does that mean? Like, you have, like, Find My Friends? Like, you guys connected or something? Like, or is it Snapchat? Like, I don't understand. But even though he had her location on, that doesn't exactly tell you what room number she's in. That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. It was really dumb. It was stupid. And I don't know what Tessa's point was with Trevor. Like, if we're supposed to not like him, because he was actually the most tolerable guy in this
he was. Movie. Yeah. And he was actually so funny too and charming. And I was like, okay, he's actually smart. Like, there's things that he says where I'm like, yeah, Hardin would never fucking understand this.
Yep. And the fact that, like, they had went to Tessa's room. She had gotten really drunk. She called Hardin and was like, hey, I'm not wearing any fucking underwear. And Hardin was on his way.
And I look so hot right now.
Okay, good for you. Well, she calls him, but then she goes up to Trevor afterwards and is like, hey, I really want to eat fries and a sundae. Let's go back to the hotel room and order food. And they do that. And Trevor, like, this whole time, I fucking hate how Tessa's acting. And she even, like, pushes him and spills, like, wine all over him. And she makes the situation, like, worse because he could have just gone back to his room and cleaned it. But she's like, no, and take off your shirt, take off your pants. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's going to stain. It's going to stain. It's like, what are you talking about? He could just go back to his room and change, you know?
Yep. And he can, like, go change and then you can help him soak the clothes. if you really wanted to. But you making him take the clothes off in front of you, it's fan fiction. It's just
It's
being put in
literally
an
fan
awkward
fiction.
situation. And I really like Trevor because he's such like a good sport about it, and he doesn't make it weird. You know, he's just kind of like, okay, here's my pants, like, you know, just giving him the stuff. And oh my
But
god,
also he was kind of hesitating too. He was like, are you sure? Because, you know, he didn't want to take his pants off.
yeah.
She was like, oh my God, just do it. It's like, bitch, he doesn't want to.
And when he does, we hear Hardin knock, which I don't know. It's funny. The entire time after she had hung up, he was like, okay, door 1, door 2. And he's like going down the line looking for her.
How did he even get there that fast? I didn't, like, are they really that close by?
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. But like he gets there and immediately sees Trevor's glasses and opens the bathroom. And it's funny because Trevor's fucking naked in his boxers. And it's like, Hardin,
how are you? Oh my God. It's when did I see you last? Last Christmas? Crazy,
Hardin.
right?
He's like, Trevor's looking around. How the fuck did I get in here? Hi, Hardin.
I kind of love that Hardin's reaction was fucking Trevor. It's like, yeah, fucking Trevor.
It's always fucking Trevor. Dude, I feel so bad for Trevor. Like, I feel so bad for him.
And
because
I just know how much you love a love triangle like this, you know? Where it's like the other person is just there conveniently to really add nothing but like a little bit of drama, but not like good drama. It's
I hate it.
Just to cause problems.
I hate it because after Trevor leaves, Hardin is just like, I can't believe you were gonna have sex with him. And
babe,
obviously,
why would you have sex with him?
I know he's hot. I love Trevor too, don't get me wrong, but really. But she is basically, she's drunk and she starts egging him on and is like, what would you have done if I had sex with him? What if he touched me? And she's like touching him and she's drunk. And then he even says it. He's like, you're drunk. And she's like, well, you have 2 options. You can leave or you can fuck me. And you know which option he chooses. He's Hardin. Come on.
Obviously. Come on.
I fucking hate that he did that. That's so fucking disgusting that he did that.
Because he even acknowledges that, oh, you hate me or you're gonna hate me. And she says, well, I mean, I hate you anyway. Like, I already hate you. So what does it matter?
Dude,
and it's
even
like Hardin...
even the next day when they wake up and she's like getting ready because she's late for work, he says like, oh, I want the nice Tessa back. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You know have
she was
no
fucking
right
drunk
to say that. Yeah. And then she mentioned something like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have kissed that guy because she had kissed someone at the party. And he gets super angry and is like, well, while you were kissing that guy, I was fucking Molly. And I'm like,
which he wasn't, but like, why would you fucking say that?
That's disgusting.
And obviously she gets rightfully angry because I mean, just their whole history. Like, she just gets mad about it. And so she leaves. And then I freaking hate that scene that happens. I don't know if it happens right after that. I don't care. But like, he goes to Landon and he's like, I just love Tessa, Landon, and I did something wrong and I don't know how to fix it. I told her a lie, Landon. I told her that I fucked Molly, but I didn't. I swear I had my fingers crossed and she didn't notice. And Landon's like...
I hate it.
I hate it too because I don't like those moments where a situation gets fixed because someone else who shouldn't have any like business in the relationship fixes it for them. Yeah, that pisses me off because they never actually have a conversation about this.
Yep. And the fact that Landon was so quick, because he knows how bad Hardin is. He was so quick to just text Tessa and be like, he didn't do it, by the way, just to let you know.
Like, just to let you know, Hardin seems very sorry, and he did tell me that he lied about Molly, and I believe him. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, can I say a little ick that happened in between this?
What?
The fact that when she was getting dressed for work and she didn't take off her makeup.
Wait, what? When? And when she was in the hotel?
The day of the hotel, when she wakes up next to him, and then Kimberly calls and is like, you got 5 minutes to get dressed. And she gets dressed, which, by the way, she had that clothes. I don't know why she didn't put it on instead of the golden dress.
They said that it was in the laundry, no?
I guess.
I remember her saying, like, oh, my clothes is in the laundry right now. It was so fucking
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
When she put it on, I hate that she didn't wash her face with her day-old makeup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my ick was the fact that she hasn't showered. Because remember, she slept at her work, and then she slept here in the hotel, and, like, girl has not showered.
She had sex. She was sweating. She smells like disgustingness. It's been like 3 days. Poor Trevor is like, I'm so sorry. Someone's got to crack open a window. Febreze can only do so much. It's getting to the point, Tessa, that the smells are mixing, and I don't want this.
That was my ick. That's so funny that we had kind of like a similar ick.
It's just like we've said, it just feels like a fan fiction because it just keeps pushing the story forward. And there's so many things that it's like, okay, well, you should probably explain that she needs to shower. Like, you should probably explain that she got sleep, okay? Because I have not seen it. But
and can I just let's just keep going because it gets fucking worse. I freaking hate same thing with Landon, who had nothing to do with their relationship and somehow fixes the one of the problems that they have. So Tessa goes back to where they were living. I don't know where the hell Tessa was staying during that time, like that month. I have no idea. So she goes back to this like home that she had with Hardin, and it's obviously all messy. Like, I don't know how long it's been since he's been there. And she's just there to get her stuff. And she's in the bedroom and she hears Hardin come in, and she hears like a conversation that he's having with his mother, but she gets like obviously jealous because she doesn't know that it's his mom. But then the mom sees her and she's super excited. She's just like, oh my God, Tessa, it's so nice to meet you. You know, I've heard so much about you. It's like, just like gushing, right? She's so excited for this. And then she goes off to the bathroom, and then Tessa's just like, what the fuck? She doesn't know that we're not together anymore. And he's like, I'm sorry. I just didn't want to tell my mommy because she means the world to me. Sorry, my mom. I didn't want to tell her, okay? Like, I just, you know, she's so happy and so excited. Don't mention the bet, okay? And for some reason, no, this is not even necessary. This doesn't even make any fucking sense. For some reason, she's like, okay, you know what? I can pretend like we're okay, like we're still in love, just for the sake of your mom. And it's like, why? What the fuck do you care? Like, what does the mom care? Who cares? Like, she knows what kind of guy he is. Obviously, she knows that he would do something to fuck up this relationship. So it's like, I mean, this whole part made no sense to me. I hated it.
Dude, you almost missed a really good piece, by the way. A really good piece before this.
The Kindle?
No, even before the Kindle. The fact that Tessa was complaining about having to Uber everywhere. So at work before her birthday.
This is not about Trevor.
Trevor had mentioned that, like, oh, you know, I was doing the finances and it's actually cheaper for you to get this Toyota Corolla, which you don't have to have a down payment, $150 a month, and it's really good. And she gets so excited that she kisses him.
Yeah.
I hate that.
She kisses him. I hate that too, actually. I forgot that happened before.
Yeah, but it happens before, and it's just never brought up again. And then all of a sudden, she has to fake date. Hardin.
It doesn't make any sense. Why would she kiss him?
I have no idea, because there was nothing leading up to them. You know. It just feels like it had to be done. And you know what? I'm kind of glad that we didn't read this, because if that part had come up and there was no substance, I would have fucking screamed. I'm bald, but I will regrow my hair just to pull it out, because I'm so fucking angry with the way things went.
Go bald again.
I know.
Dude, I could not. I can't express how angry the first book made me. I can't imagine having to read like however many books after that.
Yeah. And it's not like I own them all, but if you did want to, I could find a way to give them to you.
Yeah, I mean, same here. It's not like I own them all or anything. Like, like 5 different editions or anything. Like, it's whatever.
Dude,
I'm not waiting for the graphic novel too.
It's funny because I remember a long time ago, Yajaira and I had once said, like, when we talk about books or movies on the show, we shouldn't just like say the story and just talk about the points we want to talk about. And the fact that we're telling the story because every second of it is an ick is really funny to me.
Every moment in this fucking story pissed me off. And we're not even done yet. Dude, we're not even done yet.
I don't want to get into everything. I will let you know that. But I did want to talk about something that irritates me with fucking Hardin. The fact that
where do we start?
Dude, his poor friends are stuck in, I think it's purgatory, because they just party in the same place and they never get to leave. Like
the frat house?
Yeah, dude, it feels like the same party. Like it's always the same. And it's like, bitch, you're all in college. Why do you act like you own the world? And the fact that fucking Molly, the protagonist, the antagonist of the first book, the fact that she's over here like, what are you? Not a virgin anymore? And it's like, shut the fuck up, Molly. Is that really your complaint with Tessa right now? I'm not a Tessa defender.
Molly, don't. You're what?
I am not a Tessa defender, but that's so fucking stupid, Molly. What are you doing, Molly? You're over here partying in the same house. I have not seen you leave this house in 4 months. Like, you need to go out and breathe some fresh air, Molly. And just fucking let it go. Like, I don't know what they have against Tessa. And the fact that Tessa went in there and saw her old roommate, and her roommate was like, sorry. Oops, I did it again. Sorry. And Tessa's just like, water just like under Britney. The fucking bridge. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You really would forget or forgive someone for doing that? That's so shitty, Tessa. You need to find better friends.
Her old roommate pretty much knew about the bet the entire time, and she never like hinted at it. So she pretty much allowed Tessa to become so close to Hardin, even though she knew that the bet, it was happening, so it's like, what the fuck? Like, and I hate the way that this book just doesn't know how to make characters actually communicate, because Tessa and Hardin never communicate with one another. They're just always fucking fighting. And to me, it makes sense because this relationship has absolutely no substance besides the fact that they're always horny for each other.
And it's like they're fighting when it does come up and it's supposed to be deep. It's so irrational too. Because at this party, Tessa misreads a situation, and she basically thinks that Hardin cheated on her. So she runs out of the house and Hardin goes chasing after her, and she immediately kisses someone. And Hardin, instead of saying something to Tessa first, goes up and pushes the guy. And the guy's literally like, she just came up to me. Why the fuck are you mad at me? And he
obviously watched. He watched as she went up to him, and he still got mad at the guy. And it's like, you saw her just kiss him.
I fucking hate it. I hate it. And like, I don't know. Tessa is not a consistent character at all. And I think that's what makes it worse, because she's so unpredictable in the worst way possible.
And
like,
no, I agree with you. I feel like she was never likable though, especially in the first one. I mean, this one too, but there's really no development for her. It's kind of like, do you remember when we watched that interview with Anna Todd? And I forgot what the conversation was exactly, but she basically said that Tessa brings out the best in Hardin, but like Hardin brings out the absolute worst in her. So it's like not a balance.
Nope.
It's not very healthy. So, hey, it's great that she brings out the best in him, but not really, because he's still a bitch. Still a bitch.
Yeah.
Will always be a bitch.
Thank you. I did want to talk about, like, very briefly. So Hardin's mom went through a lot of trauma. She was R-worded in front of Hardin, and it was while Hardin's dad wasn't there. And Hardin has a lot of like hate towards his dad because of that, and continues to blame his dad and also himself for that happening. And so Hardin's dad throws a party for Christmas and invites Hardin, Tessa, and the mom because, you know, water under the bridge. And when they go to this party, Hardin gets really drunk and calls the dad out in front of fucking everyone. And what I dislike about this part is that when they went home, Hardin didn't want to talk to anyone, which is justified.
Yeah.
And so Tessa leaves for a bit. She comes back. Things are broken in the house and he's drunk and he's ignoring her. And then she goes to work and she talks to Trevor and she's just like, I just don't know how to help him. And Trevor's like, I know people who are addicted to alcohol. My sister is. This is not going to end well for you. You are going to end up hurt and this is not a good relationship. And then Tessa's like, nah.
You're wrong.
No.
What do you know, Trevor? What the fuck do you know?
That, like, I don't know if Anna wanted me to side with Tessa at that point. Because Tessa's so
there's
in the
no
wrong.
way.
But I feel like that's what she wants. Like, I don't think she wants us to like Trevor to the point where he becomes like the main person we want her to end up with. Because obviously she ends up with Hardin. I mean, that's Harry Styles. Come on. But like... it's like so obvious that he's so bad for her, and the fact that Tessa doesn't see it makes me crazy.
It makes me crazy too. And I told you that I watched this movie with my boyfriend, and in this exact moment, I literally told him, I was like, okay, let's just say hypothetically speaking, yes, they make it at the end. Let's say at the end they become whatever the fuck. I guess, like, what is the goal here? Marriage? I don't know.
Yeah.
But is the journey really worth it? It's not worth it when you're breaking up every other, like, meeting. Or I guess it's, like, every meeting. Yeah. They're always fighting. It's not worth it. Like, it literally is driving me crazy. And I'm just, like, an outsider. I feel like I'm in it, though.
And you know what I appreciate? The fact that every time it's brought up from Trevor... Up until, not counting the last time that they talk about it, but anytime they talk about Hardin and just Tessa and her relationship, he's super gentle with her. And I appreciate that so much because it feels like he's the only character that shows that gentleness towards her. Because everyone fucking gets mad at Tessa, even Tessa's mom, when she went over and it's like, oh, by the way, your dad's looking for you. And Tessa's like, well, why didn't you tell me? And the mom has the fucking audacity to be like, bitch, someone's hiding secrets too, so you shouldn't get mad at me. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You're her mom. Why are you talking like that towards your daughter? Like, that's so fucked up. Thank you. I'm so angry right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of moments that pissed me off, but that was another one. Tessa's relationship with her mom, it's just bad, but you know. And also
I also hate
it though. I also hate it though because it felt like the only thing that accomplished was her fighting with her mom and then fighting with Noah or whatever. She leaves because she was supposed to stay with her mom for I don't know how long. And then she runs back into Hardin's arms. And it's like, what the fuck? So you're going to leave one abusive relationship and just go straight into another one?
And they have a conversation about Christmas, and he basically asks her for another chance. And she says, well, will you act like this, like kindly towards me if I give you another chance? And he's just like, no. And there's like a pause, like, because of course he's going to say, but I'll try. But when that pause happened, I was like, bitch, what?
Yeah, okay, cool. At least he's honest.
Babe, I know we used to fight 10 times a day, but I promise, like, if you give me another chance, I'll only fight you 9 times a day.
Babe, that's a big difference. Come on, please.
Babe.
And you know what I hate?
What do you expect me to do?
I hate that Hardin's not even remotely likable. Like, he's just a whiny bitch. Like, I cannot stand anything about him. He will literally be so...
And you know what's funny, too?
Oh, my God. I just get so angry when I think about him.
You know what's funny, too? I completely forgot that he was also, like, really into literature. So, like, at some points in this story, Tessa reads letters that Hardin had written for her. And I'm like, that ain't Hardin. He's using some chat GPT. No. Like, he's using an AI, because that does not sound like Hardin.
That was not a thing.
But it's like, it sounds nothing like him. It sounds like someone who, like, freaking breathes romance. And then you see Hardin over here fucking...
And it's like, no, it's not him.
Oh, God.
No, I can't stand him.
Oh my God. And it's funny too, because like Tessa is supposed to be like a publishing person, and then they ask her like, well, why do you work at a publishing agency? I think it was fucking Trevor. And she just goes, I like to read.
Trevor.
I like to read. And it's like, that's it. That's all you're gonna say? I fucking hate that. I fucking hate that we don't really get to see her interests at all in her character. You know?
Because the only point of this story is just their relationship. Yep. That's not even worth it. That's just the point of it.
To that other guy, his name started with a Z.
Oh, Zane?
He left One Direction, didn't you hear? Like,
and then he left the second book. Never came back.
It's weird. He like walked into the river and we never saw him again.
I don't know what happened to him. He just kind of disappeared.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Can we just get to the end of this book? Because honestly,
yes,
nothing
ahead.
Fucking happens.
Talk about the ending.
Tessa gets into a car crash, sucks, and then Hardin is like, "Oh my gosh, my girl got into a car crash. I need to call her." And Trevor, my beautiful man, calls or is holding Tessa's phone and answers Hardin's call and is like, "You've hurt her enough. If you really loved her, then you would leave her the fuck alone, because this is the damage you're causing. So bye, bitch," and hangs up on him respectfully, as he should. Queen, pussy, slay. Like, I'm so proud of him.
Oh my God.
But fucking Trevor had to fucking tell Tessa, like, hey, I want to be very honest with you. I'm glad that you're coming with me to Seattle. Like, I'm so excited. But the day that you were in the hospital...
For work. She's going for work.
The day you were in the hospital, Hardin called and I was very rude to him. And I don't know what came over me, because I'm never like that, but you kind of bring that out of me. And the thing is, he was rude, but he was justifiably rude, you know? Because I mean, fuck Hardin. I think Trevor handled that situation really well. And the fact that he's communicating that he did this to her is like such a really like healthy thing to do. And you can feel his confession coming up, but he gets like nervous and is like, I need a break. I need a fresh air. So he leaves. But at that point, Hardin comes and is like, Tessa, I can't be away from you, love. And like, she starts walking away, but then when she gets to the car that she had called, which by the way, these Ubers come so quick. We don't mention that. No wonder she spends so much fucking money on it. They come a second later. But she opens the door and invites...
There's a fee for how fast they show up.
There's a $700 fee. I am right at your feet when you call me. But she holds open the door. Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
But,
I'm going to shut up now.
But Tessa holds open the door and Hardin joins her. And then, you know, they're going to make it work. And it sucks because Trevor just kind of watches this happen. And like, if I were Trevor, I'd be heartbroken, but more angry at the fact that this girl is just continuing to hurt herself.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, he is the only one who is trying to help her because he knows that this relationship is not fucking worth it. So I think just seeing them together would piss anyone off. It pissed me off.
Mm-hmm. And did you notice too, they had brought it up once, but Hardin had brought up that he wanted to move to London, and then when Tessa was like shocked about it, he was like, yeah, of course. What the fuck did you think I was gonna do? But
you
then
think I was gonna stay here for you?
Yeah. When she was presented this Seattle thing, which, by the way, I don't understand why she was presented this if she's an intern and still going to college, but whatever. But when she was presented this Seattle thing, like, it was never argued when she said no because she stayed with Hardin. It was just kind of like, okay, I'll stay with him. When in the first book, she was super work oriented. She would have taken this in a heartbeat. And the fact that she let this go and now Trevor is gone. Like, I fucking hate that. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
At the end, Tessa's with Hardin. They're in love with each other, and there's a homeless man, and it's Tessa's dad. The end.
Yay!
Yay!
Wow!
What
a masterpiece
for Anna. W after W, Ann. Dub after dub. You never stop.
Oh my god, that is so I mean, hey, she technically is getting dubs because, this is a hit, so good job. You wrote that.
Anna, so genuinely, honestly, like, from the bottom of my heart, I just don't know how you do it. Like, how do you do it? Anna, please.
I'm begging you, please stop. Okay.
Oh my god.
It's so funny to me like talking about this story with you because I don't know if you saw my TikTok where I mentioned that my coworker and I sometimes we talk about books that were first Wattpad stories, then got turned into books, then got turned into movies. So I feel like we had a moment. Like, she and we connected on talking about the After series because we were just shitting on it. Just like, dude, it so crazy that this happened? Like, just like all of these cringe moments that just happened. And I was like, you know what? Actually, I think it was her who said it. She's so funny. I think she was like, but at the end of the day, it's kind of beautiful, isn't it?
So funny.
It was like kind of a masterpiece, you know what I mean? I'm like,
dude, I can shit on this all I want, but Anna just knows how to reel me back in.
I mean, we're still here, still here. That happened. I was so frustrated watching this movie that I cannot imagine even picking up the book. And I think I bought this book for you, didn't I? Or was it the third one?
No, it's this one.
No, it was the second one, huh?
Yeah, I have it right next to me, but I don't want to look at it because I feel like if I look at it, I'll be sucked in. I don't know what power Anna has over me, but it needs to stop.
I know, seriously. I'm so sorry.
Dude, I'm kind of shocked, and we can cut this out if you want to. I'm kind of shocked at like how unaware this author is with how bad her book is. I'm so sorry, Anna. But like, it's not good. And the thing is, I have no problem with this coming from like a Wattpad fan fiction, but you would think having it adapted into a movie, it would be hella edited. Yeah, because even, for example, I'm going to praise her. This is going to be unheard of, but Julia Quinn, like, her books are not the greatest. They're actually pretty bad, but the really show is amazing. Like, she had the opportunity and she took it. And I think Anna was just like, just make him look like Harry, please. Just make him look like Harry. That's all I ask.
That's all that matters, honestly. I would agree with you, actually. I feel like this series should have been heavily edited and then could have been so much better. Maybe. I don't know. Because I kind of also hate that this book uses uses Wuthering Heights quotes to kind of like to just kind of make it feel like this romance means more than it actually does. I don't give a fuck. Like, why you're trying to compare yourself to Withering. This book makes me never want to pick that book up. I don't want anything similar to Tessa and Hardin.
Yeah, that would have landed if your characters were actually likable. Like, maybe that could have been done, but it wasn't. So, and honestly, I don't know shit about Wuthering Heights, and I, like you said, I never want to fucking know shit about Wuthering Heights. So, it's funny. Someone puts statistics, like graphs right next to each other, and it's like, when After came out, Wuthering Heights became the most hated book. Who knows why? People just stopped buying it.
I don't think that it's correlated at all.
I hate it.
And it's funny because anytime we talk about After, I always feel so fucking drained. I'm like, I feel like I just went through the most abusive relationship ever, and I'm tired. No way I would ever be with someone who treats me half as bad as Hardin treats Tessa.
And
not worth it.
The fact that Trevor was so good, and she was still like, Hardin, that's where it's at.
Hardin is my one true love, actually.
Yeah. Did I tell you that he kept my bed sheet that I had my my virginity
oh my
lost
god.
On? Well, what did you do, Trevor? Bought me Chipotle? Yeah. Try to compete, Trevor.
And it gave me a stomachache, Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. So that's really fucked up of you. That's actually very toxic of you, Trevor, for doing that.
I just want to say, Cheli, this is just for Cheli. No one else. Okay. Listen,
everyone,
please.
Cheli, wait, hold on. Everyone shut the fuck up. Okay, go ahead.
I can't wait for us to talk about After Ever Happy. There's a specific scene. I fucking nearly lost my mind. And I can't wait to talk about it with you.
And dude, it's funny because we had both watched this movie a long time ago. But the next one, After Ever Happy, is that what you said?
The next one is After We Fell.
Okay. So I don't know anything about it. Nothing. I'm going to go in blind. And I'm not going to tell you how I feel about it at all. So the next time we film.
I'm sure you're going to love it. I'm sure after that movie, you're going to be like third eye wide open. Like, oh my God, I'm a Todd head now.
We're going to come in. We're going to start our episode like, hi, this is the Book Fix Podcast. I'm your host, Cheli. I'm your host, Yajaira. Hear me out.
No.
It's going to be like,
no.
Hardin isn't that bad. Okay, you keep a girl's sheets once, and all of a sudden you're the bad guy. Like, honestly, kind of sweet because he did wash them and gave them back to me, and it was like a present because I forgot I own them. So sweet of him.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait, can I make predictions?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that they're not going to fight at all. I think this is the one where their relationship gets a little
literally
healthier.
The worst prediction ever made.
Hear me out.
How bad are you at predictions, Cheli?
Hear me out. I think Hardin and Tessa, both of them, are going to go back to college because, you know, they care about their academics. And
no.
I think in this one too, I think Molly is finally going to get out of her purgatory hell, and she's finally going to be free from that frat house and not party ever again. And I also think the dad, he's going to love Hardin, and that's going to become Hardin's father. Like that's the man he's going to play catch with, Tessa's dad. And wait, I'm forgetting. Trevor's going to come back. But, you know, he's a bitch and so unhealthy. Like, why would he buy her Chipotle? And I think he's going to offer her Chipotle again because, you know, fuck him. But Tessa's going to be smarter than that and say no to it because she knows when to say no. And Zane is going to come back from out of the water. And he's just going to be you and I. You know the song. Thank you. I would sing it, but I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm going to sound just like it.
Yeah. Please don't.
Yeah, that's my... Oh, it's called After We Fell. One of them's gonna trip at the beginning of the book.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then all of the points in the story that happen is technically after they fell. So thank you. That's why it's called that. By the way, all these titles suck.
Yeah, no, they really do. Have you always been this bad at predictions? That's my question. Like, absolutely terrible. You have no reasoning behind these predictions.
Yeah, I do. I believe in Anna, and I know this is not going to be a bad movie. She's not going to hurt me like she has in the past. But I just
let's not talk about
her.
that. Okay.
Overall, love this movie. By the way, 5 out of 5.
Shut up. We literally shit on the movie up until now. You know what? It actually wasn't that bad. It really spoke to me. I feel like I learned a lot. I'm just so fucking grateful that I'm not in a relationship like that. Thank God. Yeah. I wouldn't survive that.
I give this movie a 0 out of 5. I didn't even want to give it a star. I don't think you can. I'm going to give it a thumbs down when I go back on Netflix.
I will give it 1 star. On Goodreads. I'm not gonna read this book. I'm not reading this book, but you know what? I'm giving it 1 star. Wait, I think I already did actually. I think I was so angry that I just 1 star.
Can you go back and remove it from your red just to put it as red again to give it 1 star?
Wait, you know what? Let's find this out together right now.
Actually, yeah, let me give it 1 star right now too. Is this is this wrong to give something a star if we only watch the movie?
No. No, because hey, compare the first movie to the book. It was pretty much the same thing. So I have faith in Anna Todd. I'm pretty sure it's the same. Oh, I already gave it 1 star. Oh.
Well, I gave it 1 star now too. And it still, some reason, has a 3.72. Wait, we never do this. Okay, well, first let me say my end of the episode spiel. Do you have anything to say before I get to that point?
I just want to say that even though we were a little mean this episode, I still feel like Cheli and I would never cross a boundary. Like, I think that some people, like, for example, let's say we posted this on TikTok or a snippet or whatever, we would never tag any authors if we're shitting on their books. Yeah. And I feel like it's okay to not like a book, because a lot of the times I keep hearing the discourse that you shouldn't be too harsh because it's somebody's art, but art is subjective, and this was just really bad.
Yeah. Like,
I almost want to say objectively, but like, okay, fine. I'm sure many people love this book, but it wasn't the best for me, okay? I hated this experience. But I just want to say that I think it's okay if you don't like a book. Don't feel too bad. Just move on. It's okay. Don't tag the author. That's it. You'll be fine.
Thank you. Oh my God, I feel like that needed to be said. Yeah, just don't tag the author. You're allowed to hate a book. Doesn't fucking matter. It's not going to change Anna's life. She's still rich. Okay.
Yeah, she's balling. Don't worry about Anna Todd, okay? She's doing great.
Yeah, she's just going to cry into like all her hundreds, all her Benjamins. But
as she should.
I want to thank everyone who is listening to us through audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music, anywhere you get your podcasts on. Thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars, that would be amazing. I think that you really should too, because that really helps with us being exposed more online. And that would be great. Go give us 5 stars. If you don't, I'm going to tell Anna on you. And I don't even want to know what horrible things she would do. If you could please leave a review too. Tell me who your favorite One Direction character. Wait, I lost my thought. I was gonna be like, what? Which one is your favorite that's based off a One Direction character? But honestly, they weren't even in the fucking book. So sorry, they're all gone now.
Yes, they were. Landon. Zay. I feel like he was probably in the book. Maybe.
I don't think he was. He's in the river. Like, he has not come out. If you are if you want to help us too, please tell your friends and family about us, because the best type of exposure is through word of mouth. If you are watching us on YouTube, hi. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we post every Tuesday. We're trying to go back to posting twice a week, but yeah. It's been tough. We've been like busy girls, and honestly, I kind of want to congratulate us because we're doing really good.
I know. I just can't wait for this month to be over. April, it's been a really tough month school-wise. So
I just need it to get up to June. After June, I can breathe.
Me too, though. Me too. For just keep going down. You know what? July, actually. July looks like a good month.
You know what? I think I'm done with 2023. I'm ready for the end.
I'm ready. I'm ready to end this year right now.
If you wanted to support us a little more, what can they do, Yajaira?
So we actually started a Patreon, which initially we did want to give more exclusive reviews and such, but because we've been so busy right now, it's only to just help us out a little bit more. And I think we have it at $4 right now.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the only tier that there is. So if you are interested in just giving us a little bit more love, you can find us on patreon.com/bookfix.
If you want to follow us on social media too, we do have an Instagram at the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD, and we also have an active TikTok at the Bookfix, THEBOOKFIX. Okay. Usually at the end of our episodes, we read a review of the book on Goodreads or on Storygraph based on a dice roll, but I think because both of us hate this a lot, I would like to read this funny review that I found.
No.
I think it's based off of someone that we can relate to.
Okay, fine. You won me over. Go ahead.
Okay, this review is from Angela, who gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and she wrote, "After we collided had me so mad, so angry, so annoyed, and so entertained. It's a story about a toxic relationship between an idiot, drunk, controlling, cocky dickweed and a naive, pathetic, stupid, codependent, moody girl. And yet, I can't seem to get enough."
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Dude, it's so funny because everyone's commenting back to this person going, same.
Me too, though.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like if I were in high school, then I'd probably hate it less. You know, I feel like I'd probably be down for the toxic relationship, but it's because I had no concept of love, really.
And I had a friend who read this when it was still a Wattpad fanfic. I feel like having had that connection, it probably makes you just look at this more fondly. You know, you still understand that it sucks, but you probably enjoy it a little more.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like it's not, babe. It's not. We still have 2 more, babe. Actually 3. Remember the good news I gave you?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go cry.